And while they didn't find him, they did discover stolen property. Homeless coalitions across the state of Missouri are looking for camps like this, and they're still operating on a 2009 budget. The big goal is to get Main Street reopened. They don't expect that tonight, but it could be tomorrow with some lane closures. Officers with the traffic division say the crashes range from fender benders to more serious damage. She says Cable One attorneys are likely to be handling the contract dispute. Reporting in Joplin, Lisa Olliges, back to you. It all started around 4:45 this morning when officers were called here to this duplex that sits next to Par Hill Park. Officers and SWAT team members came thinking that a burglary suspect was barricaded inside, and then they eventually found much more. SWAT team members flanked the duplex, guns drawn, after Joplin police got a call around 3 a.m. They believed 32-year-old Dennis Good was inside. Good is wanted on a Newton County felony burglary warrant with full U.S. extradition. Negotiators communicated with those inside, 5 people in all, including the resident of the duplex. After more than 4 hours of talks, it was determined 3 of those inside had warrants for their own arrest. They surrendered, hands raised, one wanted for felony distribution of narcotics, another on misdemeanor drug charges, and a third on a city warrant. While Good wasn't inside, he was believed to be armed and dangerous, and police wanted to ensure safety for surrounding residents.
First things we did was contacted the neighbors, let them know we're out here, what we're doing, and obviously it's their option as to whether they want to leave or not. We can't force anybody out of their home, and so some of the neighbors took advantage of that and left the area.
At least 30 officers were on the scene at any given time, including those SWAT team members, and that was an assurance to neighbors who say they didn't even realize there were suspects in the neighborhood. Reporting in Joplin at 18th and Kansas, Lisa Olliges, now back to you. Cable One customers are among those baseball fans finding the playoff game here at Buffalo Wild Wings because they can't catch it at home on TV. Cable One says it's Turner Broadcasting retaliating because it dropped some lower-rated programs.
I am so sorry for our customers that they're in the middle of this thing. We want to apologize to them for the inconvenience and the frustration that they're experiencing right now.
Frustration felt by Cardinals fan Stephen Jones. The St. Mary's school principal and Cable One customer says he'll consider dropping cable because several channels he watches are gone. But like others, he now has to find some place to catch the Cardinal playoff game.
Friends of mine said, hey, you're welcome to come. So I may be going to their house, but it's unfortunate I have to go another location and not be able to come from my own home so I can get prepared, ready for going to school.
Without the game at home to watch on TV, restaurants and bars like Buffalo Wild Wings are getting those fans, and they say a big game is always good for business.
Especially with the St. Louis Cardinals and, you know, the big playoff games that are coming up with baseball right now, we're definitely looking at a huge increase in sales and, you know, guests coming in to enjoy the games.
This is TBS showing it's deauthorized.
Cable One says it is a legitimate contract for TBS, TNT, and Cartoon Network, but had decided to drop lower-rated channels like CNN Headline News, True TV, and Turner Classic Movies when Turner wanted more money for them.
47% increase, and if you can imagine, Lisa, if all of our programmers came to us and we have over 100 channels and wanted 47% increase, we can't do that. We just cannot do it. We have to keep the cost down or our customers can't be able to afford it.
But Jones and other customers say it should be the consumers who decide what's too much to pay.
I would like to know what the cost would be, and yeah, I would be interested in voting either yes or no.
And it would be my decision, the customer's decision. It shouldn't be up to the providers, cable or satellite, who gets what, because we pay for packages. And that package is no longer being given to us.
McClure says Cable One customers will be getting some refund dollars from Turner Broadcasting because of the channels being cut. She says Cable One attorneys are likely to be handling the contract dispute. Reporting in Joplin, Lisa Olliges, back to you. For most workers like those at Able Manufacturing and Assembly, word of the Affordable Care Act has come from the news, but now it will come from their employer. By October 1st, a notice must go to workers explaining the government's health insurance marketplace is open for enrollment.
If employers' plans do not meet the parameters of healthcare reform, then the employees may have some additional tax credits available to them, and they can go into the healthcare marketplace and sort of pick and choose between various options of different health coverage.
But human resource directors like Adams fear the notice alone could alarm employees.
It's very confusing, and I think people may read it and panic, thinking that their health insurance is going to be canceled or their rates are going to go up.
Human resources consultants are encouraging businesses to add a cover letter.
If they just get the notice blindly, the employee might think, oh, well, my employer is now ditching all my health insurance, and so now I have to go out on my own and get it. So that's why we're advising our clients to put some type of cover memo with it to say, no, we're still going to have insurance, or they may choose to not have insurance going forward.
Able Manufacturing has 330 employees, and between 75 and 80% are on the company's health care plan. The human resources officials want to ensure workers that they meet federal standards.
We know that we're in compliance. However, the Healthcare Reform Act itself has changed so many times that we're delaying sending out the notice until closer to the deadline of October 1st.
A deadline itself that was changed. In Joplin, Lisa Olliges, KOAM News.